Good evening. Welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the Think Show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called people that you call African American, Black, Negro, Colored, Hebrew Israelite, Hotep, Greek, whatever you call them, they're running away from who they are because they don't want the responsibility to drive this planet where it needs to go. There's been a lot of talk going on in the community the last few weeks about he said, she said, and people are mad. And I want to bring in a young man and lady to bring up these subjects because they're more versed on them than I am. And my audience is really in their age range. So I'm going to let them explain these things that are going on. And I'll just put my Keith, Demaric, how you guys doing? Thanks for joining us tonight. I know it's Saturday night. Y'all could have been out doing the bump, but you came in, sat with me. Copper colored lifestyle. What's up, homegirl? Cool. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. The things that have been going on that influences people's mind, get people to think a certain way, control the way you think, what you say, the way you see yourself. This young man and young lady is going to share some things with us tonight and talk about it. And I'm putting the link to the chat. So if you guys want to join, if you have something and you want to add something we may have not heard, because you are a part of all of this, no matter what you think, you are a leaf on this tree. So I'm going to put the link in. I'm going to put the link so you can come on. But before we get started, I just want to introduce my two guests, the Accomack Engine and the Chiefess from the Accomack family. How you guys doing tonight? And take it away. Just tell me when to go.
Yeah, Caillou, peace. We ain't got Paul. Appreciate you have you on the platform. You know what I mean?
Kayuk. Greetings, everybody. Not afternoon, evening. We just really gonna get into what's been going on with the situation with these people and these demons that run these industries. So let's just hop into it. Let's get to the first video.
Rap. If it's coming from the streets, you're gonna hear certain shit. But I ain't never seen it get to the godless place that it's gotten to. I don't know nothing about that. Maybe it's a Dallas thing, maybe it's a South thing or a Texas thing, because I can't even say South thing because I'm thinking of rappers in my head that I hear playing with it. But like this demon talk and demon time type shit, like hell nah. Like we all got grandmamas, bro. And I'm at a point where it's like, am I tripping? Like, am I the only nigga that? I mean, like, bro, like really, grandmama really prayed for a nigga, like really got angels all on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like really made a nigga. I was a little boy. I don't know what the hell I was on, but instead of going to get the switch, she made me read the book of Job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, every nigga, if you gonna really be who we claiming to be, like, bro, you spend some time in church, bro. You whether it be your mama, your granny, your auntie, you feel me? Like, I don't get it. I don't get how we got to this point where we don't give no fuck about the spiritual side of things. Like we don't fear God. Basically, is what it is. Let's not even beat around the bush because I'm afraid, bro, for sure. Like shit has gotten darker, bro. Yeah. You know, you always had certain subject matters in hip hop and in music, period. But especially in rap, if it's coming from the streets, you're gonna hear certain shit. But I ain't never seen it get to the godless place that it's gotten to. I don't know nothing about that. Maybe it's a Dallas thing, maybe it's a South thing or a Texas thing, because I can't even say South thing because I'm thinking of rappers in my head.
All right. So what he's speaking to is over time how many rappers and just the industry as a whole has made a very steep decline, like in terms of just not even rappers, R&B artists, right? They are just the love and camaraderie has been gone. And what's taking place now is demon time. I'm a gremlin. I'm a savage. You know, that's what they're promoting. That's what people are consuming. That is what people are identifying as due to the change in trends. But you now have rappers saying, something about this is wrong. Something about this is off. Let's go to the next video.
Most definitely.
God damn! How the fuck is you considered elite and blueprint album? Guess what? KRS-One made an album called Blueprint. That new one was, I don't know what the fuck that was. I was like, did another nigga make a Blueprint album? God damn! How the fuck is you considered elite and you doing other niggas shit? KRS-One had an album called Blueprint. He had a song on there so deep, talking about, like they talking about X-Clan and all these rappers that used to talk about something to educate the people. Flat out, you're not allowed to even say that stuff. If you say something like that, they'll be like, people, the average person,
Well, that's what happened with Arsenio Hall. He had too many of them on there talking about their songs and what stuff.
And we look at Arsenio Hall in a certain way, but I'm here to tell you, man, Arsenio Hall, that motherfucker lost his show trying to help black people. Both times he had the show.
That is true.
Trying to put black people on. Remember that. I'm telling you, if you really look and research it, Arsenio Hall lost his show both times putting black people on.
It's called Don't Rock the Boat. They just want you still.
They want you to come up there in your little Nas X outfit. They want to be able to pick our stars. And if they pick our stars, do you really think we get the stars? We get those who will comply. Those are the people you watch on TV. If they are on TV all the time, that means they are willing to comply. Don't pile on Kanye because the media is. We as black people got people in our community, our family, we know ain't right. But the wicked people of the world grab our brothers and sisters we know ain't right and we hold them up. I mean, they hold them up so people can't see it. We know our brother Kanye wasn't right when he married old girl. Kanye West married a girl who had been passed around the game. And alone, half-breed. I know the half-breed crazy. What it really is, our brother who ain't right was put in a position and he made it as a rapper. But he got rich selling shoes. Them Yeezys, I got a lot of Yeezys. After I burnt some, I bought some. Blueprint album, guess what?
May I retort?
Proceed.
See, this is what I'm saying. See, this shit is just repeating itself. All this shit is repeating itself. All these niggas saying the same shit. These cats doing shit to make money. That's what I'm saying. Negroes trading their spiritual power in for the bag, for things. Because all you're gonna do with the money is go buy something somebody else sell you. That's all you. That's what you're trained to do. When you get that you're made into a thing. You don't even think for yourself. They give you money so you can go buy their stuff. You don't have your own stores. You don't have your own basketball teams. You don't even think about that. Matter of fact, the point that I'm talking to it is pissing people off. Your purpose on life is to serve others. Period. I don't care what they put in front of you. And I'm not the first one to say this because half the people out there feel the same way I do. Muhammad Ali told you years ago. Malcolm X told you years ago. Why are we 50, 60 years down the road repeating the same shit? Hmm? I don't know. Nobody knows. These people not here to help you, especially these demons. And being that we have to keep repeating ourselves mean somebody ain't listening. That's how I see it.
All right, let's play the next one.
Did Michael Jackson do the same thing?
Yeah, actually, with Michael, he's exposed Sonny for being predatory. They got pissed off at him because he was talking to one of the Beatles about, I think they owned either his publishing and Little Richard's publishing, and they were gonna buy back theirs. So when the acquisition happened, he bought their catalog, gave back not James Brown. He gave back Little Richard's catalog, and the Beatles were fucking pissed about it. They were pissed about it. And I think around the time before he was, oh, he overdosed, he was murdered.
So my
He
thoughts on Doja Cat's birthday.
Don't. I'm just getting it set up. Go ahead.
he exposed Sonny for being predatory. I think there was like a big old, ordeal about him talking about how horrible and predatory Sonny was. And then when he was getting ready for his This Is It tour, you know, he was found dead off some bullshit that he doesn't even take. And that's how they frame it. When they want to get rid of you, because they can only kill their own, they'll frame it and have you not die in a regular, oh, they had died of natural causes. Oh, they were on crack, they were on meth, they were on all these drugs. Like with Whitney Houston, she was found in the bathtub and they found damn near every drug in her system. So they want to frame you to be trash after death. They want to make you look like a piece of shit after death, not just take you out, but take you out and destroy your reputation after death, which is pretty fucked up, but that's what they do.
So how long? How long? Oh, go ahead, sir.
No, I was just saying right. I was affirming it. That's all facts.
But how long has this been going on?
Too long. Since the 80s, probably. I would not say, yeah.
No, since the beginning. Think about it like this.
Mhm.
BB King, BB King's manager owns BB King's whole estate. His family has nothing. So we're talking about BB King in that time period, and that's being a situation then. We're talking about TLC with a shitty ass record contract, fucking New Edition with a shitty ass record contract. All these artists get the same situation. You can see any little biopic about any artist. They get a record deal, they think they're gonna make money, they do the tours, the merch, tour some more, tour for maybe 2, 3 years, and they get $1.87. TLC came to the awards, had all these awards, and had zero fucking money and shitty ass SUVs. So this is a very ongoing, lengthy process that has been going on probably since the inception of these industries. Because in the movie industry, they had to put a law set out because at the time, if you were an actor, you'll be stuck with that particular movie studio, and you weren't allowed to go to unless you did I don't think WB was around, but RAKO, you couldn't go to CBS or other different, you know, film companies under that contract. It was like maybe a 10-year, 5-year, 3-year picture deal, something like that. But you were strictly had to work with them until certain legislation was pushed for them to be able to work wherever the fuck they wanted to work. That has not been implemented in the music industry. But the film industry is still no better, because if you're in the film industry right now, if you want to get better pay as an actor, or keep a job as an actor or as a crew member, you have to be vaccinated. You have to be vaccinated. But you have people that work in hospitals that aren't vaccinated or don't require vaccination, or the actual healthcare workers don't need it anymore. Because I think in New York, they went and back and rehired all the healthcare workers that refused to take the vax, like recently. So why is it that these industries like the film industry, they require the crew and cast to be vaccinated, and they had nothing to do with any medical anything. So it's a lot of control, and uh a lot of control and a lot of unhealthy governance over this thing that people call fame, but it's really just over exaggerated and kind of a glamorous version of indentured servitude. Let's play
How
the
long?
video.
How long
Uh-huh.
is? How long has this been going on?
Since its inception, since probably the 1930s, because that's when the actual entertainment industry really got noticed, because everybody was sad and poor and wanted to escape. So in the 1930s, they came out with a lot of movies and motion pictures, and then by like I would say before 75 back, that was like the golden before 75 was the golden era. Then you had the silver era. So like from the 30s up maybe to like the 60s, 50s was like the golden era of film. But even at that time, those contracts had been trash. And the same thing goes for the music industry with those contracts being trash. You know, Howlin' Wolf, he was a person that took care of a lot of his ordeals in regards to money, getting paid, getting his publishing. But you know, there's a time where you have one black version of a song and a white version of a song. So that shit is, since its inception, it has been completely predatory, completely, like, my thing is this, right? Which we'll see in these videos. If we have the demons that control these industries that are known to be lawyers, known to be bankers, why is it that every mother freaking artist, right? Why is it that every artist ends up broke, dead, and with legal issues, right? Or they end up with no will set up for their estate. They don't have their publishing, right? They don't have a trust set up. They don't have anything set up. Prince didn't have a will. Michael didn't have a will. A lot of their stuff is in litigation. Prince's music is under a separate imprint from his other parts of his estate, still up in litigation, right? So they don't, for them to be like the people that are known to be bankers and lawyers, right? Why is it that all these artists have no autonomy over their work, over their publishing, and over their catalog, right?
Because they
There's,
give it away, don't they?
say what?
Because they give it away.
They give it away, but if you, here's the thing with these labels, they assume they're helping, right? They don't. But if they're known to be helpful as bankers and lawyers, when it comes to artists, they just rape them. They just treat them like shit. But the problem with that is when the artist wises up and leaves, they fucking kill them. They fucking have a death clause in these contracts to make more money off of them. And a lot of these artists are are worth more dead. So we're seeing a lot of different artists drop like flies unnecessarily at that. So
when I knew this was a problem. Well, I've been knowing this. I've been knowing it's a problem. But when Kanye West said, and I'm sorry, I only know him by what I first met him as, or first was introduced to him as, and the name changes. When Kanye West said Stevie Wonder's son has to go out and ask somebody for a job. Now, those of you who are in your 30s, you mean Stevie Wonder's probably later in your life. But Stevie Wonder, Motown, all up through the 70s and early 80s, and somebody owns all his stuff, which means to me, and this is what we got to stop blaming people, because sometimes we got to look at what we doing. And it's what we're doing now is what we're doing back then. We trust other people to take care of us because we don't look after each other at all. These brothers get with the Siamese people because we don't do it as a group of people. Whereas our record executives jump in the bed with those record executives. Our record producers do what their record producers do. We haven't came up with our own system of doing. We always get in with somebody else. And I don't know. I mean, I think we should have learned that by now, but they can just give us trinkets and have us do whatever. So that's what I mean, signing your soul over for you taking your spiritual power you have and you trading it in for the goo gals he give you. That's on us. I mean, demons. There's no doubt. Now I know some people be like, no, they are. If we partners and you got something you want me to sell, what I get for it? I ain't trying to rape you because it's yours. 30%, 20%, they take all your shit, hoe, and have you arguing over it. You the hoe. You want to see some sad shit? Go to Vegas and check out these old R&B groups. Hoes. That's on us. The people, I mean, they've been doing this we haven't learned nothing in 70 years. No. All we try to do is get rich off each other. You going to hell for that alone. I don't care what you sell. Huh? You can't even be right. And so I hear what these brothers saying, but my take out on this shit is happening over and over and over and over and over and over again. Those of you over 40, you see it. You've seen it in your life. Same shit happening over and over. Niggas always getting dogged by somebody else and ain't got no recourse. Nigga, get your money out our bank. We don't need your $2 billion. But if we all did the same thing, that's what I'm saying. We don't use our power, man. We always want to trade it in for some old trinket. That's how I see it.
Right. I just want to add that, and it's really, it stems from, and it's first I want to say it's not just one system. It's not just the music industry. It's the acting industry. It's Hollywood. It's the NFL, and the NBA. Those guys that Kanye was referring to, right? So these are the people that's in power, and they're giving up the checks basically. So our people grew up in the hood, honestly, just trying to look for a way out. You know what I mean? Trying to go to school and come something later in life, and sometimes some of these dreams they have fall in these categories. Football, the dreams want to be a football player, when and you want to be an NBA player, and you want to be a singer or artist, some type of musician, right? But now you got to go deal with these people that own these entities, and they are the ones they are giving fuck. Excuse my language, but they are giving straight fuck deals to everyone.
But yeah, but it goes back to, if they've been doing this for 70 years, when
Mhm.
are the people who keep getting fuck deals, when are they gonna say, "No, we ain't doing this shit no more"?
Right,
So
like I said.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, you can't open your own basketball league,
Mhm.
no, because you love Charles Barkley, you love Shaq.
You
No,
These
know
are
what?
I think
Kyrie mentioned starting his own league when they were in the bubble, and they were fucking livid about him even bringing that up.
so that's what I'm saying. So what they what so what? Do that's how they get us. So
Yeah, but that's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Since they control the media, right? There's a lot of artists that have come out over the years about how trash all these industries are. But the problem is, if they control all the media, well, they're gonna go ahead and frame these people as crazy. But right now, we're in a certain
you
period
know that
where, yeah, what certain
all
period
it
where,
takes, all that takes is us to stand up for each other. That's all.
yeah, we're in a unique time period because we're seeing that, okay, Orlando Brown sounded crazy, but damn. Charleston White sounded like he a petty nigga, but damn. Like, there are more and more people that are like, hey, this is some bullshit, fuck that shit, as opposed to it just being pushed under the rug. And then you have people that were a part of these labels coming out and confirming the same thing that Mr. Crazy Orlando Brown said he is confirming. So we're in a unique time. However, 70 years or not, this is not something that is just people doing it. When it's a demonic force, you need to be overpowered to beat the fuck out of it. You can't just be a regular ass person to go after a global entity that controls multiple outlets of media and news and music and mass production of all this shit. It is like a gigantic demonic parasite in everything. So you're gonna have to go out, and it's not gonna be an easy just, oh, we're all gonna stand up, because it it needs to devour and consume people to exist. So it's gonna go to all corners of the earth to cover everything, to cover its tracks. It's not just some human force that people are facing when they sign these labels. So it is like a god level threat or demonic level threat in these industries. That's why everybody's like, well, why don't they do why don't no, it's you're not just facing people. They look like people, they're not people. But if you don't have weapons that take down giant demonic titans, you're not gonna stand a chance in no way. But now people are wising up to the fact that this is not a, a coincidence. These people aren't crazy. It's more than just that. It's like a demonic level threat. So no, we can't just, I say no, but it's not just people. Because if the people can be controlled by a god level or demonic level threat, yeah, it's very much not going to be so easy to just stand up and say, fuck you, because you have a force that is invisible, that can control entire corporations at once at will. And you see how they did Kyrie, how they did Kanye. Those are just recent times. Those are just recent situations, right? You can look at that Hendrix, when Hendrix decided, oh, I'm gonna leave my record label and I'm gonna start my own. He got killed so fast. His manager admitted that he killed him before he died. Um, there's so many other situations where people just up and get killed over leaving and it becoming autonomous. Or what happens is with DJ Drama back in the 2000s, right? He was pushing out a lot of different mixtapes for the streets, and he was making a lot of fuck money without the labels. So what the labels did is hit him with a Rico. So It is one part desperation, one part a demonic or god level threat within these industries that need to siphon and consume and eat and kill a lot of people. But the thing about it is they are using the voices of indigenous people to make so much money. And that's why I feel like, this is not just people. It's definitely a demonic force as opposed to just, oh, we're just regular people with weird hats on. No, this is something else entirely. So you have to gear up in the right way to face it. And I feel like with people coming out and more people who don't even do shit, they just scratch their ass, be at work, even they're like, damn, this is kind of weird. This what the fuck. So it's easy to sweep over the rug when you have the media and multiple outlets at your control. It's easy, but after a while, it no longer works. So, yeah, let's get into the video.
Okay, this one.
The theme of her birthday was actually based off a very important movie called Eyes Wide Shut. I suggest you look into it. But basically, what happens in this movie, not to spoil it, is that people in high positions attend these Masonic parties. This particular theme, they was meant to wear black cloaks and masks to cover their face. Now you can tell everybody that attended followed the theme to the T. Justin Bieber, the Christian, you had him. I think that's Ty Dollar Sign right here. And there was a lot of more celebrities there that actually followed the theme as well. But in the movie, it does show that they performed a ritual, and then the women and men also participated in a sexual magic all throughout the house, and it was invitation only. Now, Doja Cat had actually dressed up as one of the main characters that wind up sacrificing her life for the person that came uninvited. And as you pay attention to the details that she's wearing, she followed the character's theme to the T, even down to the red hair. Not only that, but you saw her cake with the Masonic order on it, basically saying 27's Club. You see the All Seeing Eye with the pyramid, and you also see the Freemason sign. Now, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of these celebrity parties are mock parties. They're actually a whole nother situation going on than what they want the public eye to see. So as we only saw glimpses and pieces of what they wanted us to see originally, they had their real intentional party behind closed doors, and they made sure that there was no paparazzi behind there to see it as well. So the only people that know what happened is the people that were truly in there. Now I'm actually kind of scared for Doja Cat because it seems like lately they might have NK'd Ultra her. And why I say that is because how weird she's been acting. But that is another story. So my thoughts on Doja.
So what's happening with all these? I mean, this the kind of shit we getting in. I mean, really? Really?
Yeah, it's sick and twisted.
I'm sorry. Some of that shit, we ain't got to be in that shit.
There's nothing. Is no reason at all. But like I said, it's part of the contract, and that's what I'm saying. It all starts off with the contract and the offers of the trinkets. Like, go back to what you were saying, those trinkets. You can't take, remember how it go back to back in the days, like you said, it started when your mom told you, don't take nothing from everybody. Don't say yes to everything. And that's what's
like seeing that rap.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you can't, they say yeah to the trinkets. They offer these trinkets up, but they come with something. It come with a cost. That's what's happening. They offer a lot of trinkets up and to vulnerable people, obviously. So
and I'm with Copper Color Lifestyle. This shit, motherfuckers been saying this shit forever, and we still. I mean, the motherfucker that's pretending like he's pregnant for real, motherfucker, you know better than that. You know better, but everybody just love them because the TV tell you to love them. I mean, really, see this is how motherfuckers hoe us, because this is what we act like. And people love him and follow him and make him celebrities and all that bullshit. Come on, y'all. So that's what I mean. No soul. Took the soul away. And I think it's on us because this is the kind of shit that we want to be in, to be somebody.
Right, because you're right. They got an option just to say no. I don't want the deal, but them trinkets it look tasty. It look good. You know what I mean?
Like you said, they sign contracts. What's the first three letters of contracts? CON. It's a con, dude.
Great con.
This is little things we don't pick up when we crawling through this what we call life. These words that they use on us, that we use on ourselves, that they give us to use on ourselves.
And you know what else to add to that? They, uh, all the artists' work is called the masters. See, it belongs to the master. You get it? It's all set, man. It's all set up for destruction, right in your face.
But I'm saying if we're participating in it, if
Mhm.
we check this out, you ever heard of a group called NWA?
All day.
So, so this is when I got out of music. I stopped listening to music then. They came out with a song called "A Bitch Is a Bitch." Never heard nothing like that before. Where it got fucked up at is the women start bopping their head to it. That's when I said to myself, "This is the beginning of the end," and it is devolved to where it is today. A bitch is a bit, huh? No music, no more instruments, no more brothers practicing and sisters practicing, learning their craft to play from the heart, to hit a note that would inspire you, take you to another dimension in your thought, whatever. No more of that. They came with this rap shit and all of his garbage. And anybody who love it, if you want to debate me on it, come with it. This shit is garbage.
Let's go. I'm kidding. Anyway, so
You know, who knows? No, I'm serious. I mean, dang.
okay. So here's the thing. That shit, since it's been going on so long, right? I listen to a lot of horrible rap music. You may know a few of them, Uzi, Cardi, whatever. Playboy Cardi, I met him a couple times in Atlanta back in 2018, right? So there's a few series of interviews where he talks about how he wanted to date a regular female with a regular job with a regular body, right? 3 months later, you see him dating Iggy Azalea. Mind you, he said out of his mouth on multiple occasions in interviews he didn't want to date any celebrity. He wanted to date somebody regular, but his contract did not allow that.
See what I'm saying? Back to that contract. It all starts with that contract.
Well, I didn't understand it. Could you I don't get it.
Okay, there was a rapper that you hate, that you don't know. He talked about how he wanted to date women that had regular jobs in college, regular school jobs, regular everything, regular bodies. He did not want to date anybody that was a celebrity or known, a model, a rapper. He did not want to date that. Specifically said this in an interview in regards to him dating, right? About maybe 9 or 3 months later, you see him dating another celebrity, right? Now, here's the weird thing: the person that he was dating, prior to him dating her, she was dating his manager, which is ASAP Rocky, right? And prior to that, he was dating a chick named Ruby Rose, who dated his old manager, Ian Connor. It's like a pattern. But with that ish situation, he explicitly said he did not want to date another celebrity or known person at all. and then you turn around and you see him dating another celebrity when he explicitly stated he no longer wanted to date anyone famous. So it outlines how they are obligated to fulfill certain things in their contract or indentured servitude.
Right. Because I'm glad you mentioned that, because this is nothing different than what these English niggas started. I'm sorry. These Englishmen came in here inventing these they brought these indentured servitude contracts. And they placed it on, and they brought it to this country ever since they got here. And it's the same thing. They just call it contract without they just cut the indentured out. Right.
It sounds like dumb Negroes to me. Look, dude. Look, no. This is what it is. Negroes are dumb. They dodge your mama, they dodge your grandmama, and you on the same line. To me, somebody's not learning nothing. You supposed to, what your grandma always say, hey, you know better, do better. We don't do that. We like to do the dumb shit, then come around and act like we forgot about it. That's what we do. Then when we get fucked up, we like to, I didn't know, nobody told me, help. Them days are over, cuz. You getting caught out on that dumb shit. They had this chick called Michael Jackson. Didn't touch sisters. Hated sisters. Hated himself so much that he turned himself. I mean, if you put Michael Jackson, the pictures he died with, against the pictures when he first started with the Jackson 5, two totally different people, two totally different entities. Negresses love him. He hated them. He wouldn't have a baby with them. He would have a baby with somebody else. But the women who he shunned, you know what they think of him? Next to Jesus, I don't think there's really no one else. Because that's what we do. And we keep on doing it. This dude is screwing the devil? Huh? And we're not turning off the radios. We're not turning off the TVs. We not participating in this shit. No. People buying stock, Netflix stock, making money off of you. Where's your TV channels? We won't talk then. Where's your back? We won't talk. So as long as we stay in that mindset, I can do whatever I want to do. Stay there. Just don't say nothing. Because we make this, we feed the world. I mean, that's how it's looking to me. Now, some of us, we don't believe it. Everybody's eating off you because we feed them. That's on us. And we better get out of that, stop having that little bitch look like it's somebody else's fault. Because if you teach your kids this, you probably won't be on the planet too much longer. Because in the last 70 years, they done wiped out damn near half of you, haven't they? So that's what I'm saying. Stop fucking around and do the job that you were sent here to do. So let's get into this next one.
Rapper from Migos died. I just wanted to go ahead and make a video about something I have a unique experience in. So I directed a bunch of rappers, people like Gucci Mane, Snoop Dogg, Lil Yachty, list goes on and on and on, okay? I learned a lot of things, and I have left the industry largely over my political beliefs, but there is something I want to impart to people to hopefully, make some sort of change happen. So I have a challenge to rappers, and I know some of you still follow me. I know a bunch of the celebrity blogs still follow me from trying to get news from music videos and things like that. So here's the truth. The truth is this: a bunch of young black male rappers keep dying. You know who's not dying? Record executives. The record executives that push for them to continue to make songs and create a culture that is obsessed with death, drugs, and sex. Period. The industry is obsessed with it, but those record executives, they're not dying because they don't push this culture on their own. You guys, in light of seeing that a rapper from Migos died, I just wanted to go ahead and make a video about something. Good people, your family, guys, you're not the image that you put out there to the world. Why? Why don't
I'll play the video with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
you be the example? Stand up. I challenge you. Be the example. Make music about the culture you want to see. Don't just get online today and talk about how, whenever a rapper makes it, his own people take him down. Don't just make those videos. Don't be sad. Don't rest in peace. None of that stuff. Be the change you want to see. Inspire it in your community. Reach out to other rappers and say, we have to stop. We're being used. You've been used for a long time. They create this paradigm to make people believe that you're so important and your celebrity status is worth so much, but in truth, you're a pawn in their game and you always have been. The government has wanted to hold down communities of people in different ways, encouraging you to push it on yours, and they're paying you handsomely to do it. The reality is, I know a lot of you. A lot of you are good people, you're family guys. You're not the image that you put out there to the world. Why? Why don't you be the example? Stand up. I challenge you. Be the example. Make music about the culture you want to see. Don't just get online today and talk about how, whenever a rapper makes it, his own people take him down. Don't just make those videos. Don't be sad. Don't rest in peace. None of that stuff.
Okay, and there's one more. He looked like he a Jewish cat, and that's what I'm saying. This is what we run to. This is what we run to.
And to create a culture obsessed with death, drugs, sex, and money, so that they could create a false paradigm of what happiness and what success really was. And in doing so, they created a world that also made people more dependent on government, and as a result, gave themselves more power. The record executives that push you to do this, to go and continue to profit off the backs of your work, they're in cahoots with the elite. They're in cahoots with the government. They want you to think you're important, but in truth, you're just doing their dirty work for them, so stop. They've empowered you in ways that are real. You have an audience, you have platforms, you have the ability to make change. So go against the grain together. They're more afraid of you altogether standing up and creating a new culture that's built around family. Their method in the Black community has been to use entertainment to create a culture obsessed with death.
Yeah, I like to speak. That was nice. When he say Black, he's really talking about African American. He's not really talking about Black people, like dark-skinned people around the world. Yeah. So, yeah, but he's definitely right. He's on point though. And it's sad that we got to hear from a different race, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what's sad. We should be hearing it from our own people. We should be having videos of our own celebrities. It should have been a rapper or somebody coming up speaking the same thing, or something close to it. But it's true,
I want to get this because, like I say, man, this shit's. That's why I don't listen to that shit. Who do you think has? Check this out. Are you familiar with a cat named Sam Cooke?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you understand the Sam Cooke story?
Oh yeah.
The person who ripped Sam Cooke off, his family's eating off Sam Cooke's labor today. These little no talent assholes, they ain't talking about nothing. All they doing is making music to kill and send you to jail, and it's working. You wouldn't believe how much people put into artists they don't even know. How much of their soul, how much they worship cats they don't even know. I hear it all the time. Cats they don't even know. Cats that wouldn't even look at them. Like the girl was talking about the party, them people they have to sign stuff. Those type people. These people are demons. These people will eat shit just to put out a record. And everybody knows it.
Mhm.
Everybody knows it. And we keep loving it, get mad if somebody say they don't like it. Cause I mean, seriously, I know people who will stop talking to people because a person say they don't like Nayo. Fuck you, nigga. I don't like you no more. That's how much energy we waste doing shit like that. Right? So I'm saying we can't the days of blaming people is over. We have to say, hey man, if you want to stop seeing the ladies getting beat up, start with yourself. Right? That's the right thing to do. But I'll get cussed out for saying that.
That's a fact.
That's where we are. So we gotta stop fucking around with it and call it out for what it is. All this shit that's happening, we play into it. Don't don't your military protect them to do that? This dude is fucking the devil. Huh? D- huh? That's the kind of shit we give our children. We support that. So to me, as far as I'm concerned, any Negro that rides around with the radio on is a fucking sellout if they play that type stuff. See, we make it happen. See, and that's what gets them off. Because if they did it, they would be fucked up. So they get you to do it. That way their hands are clean. And you got to pay the benefits for it. So just like all those people you killed in the 80s over that crack, see, their grandkids would be here backing us up now. They're not here. We kill ourselves off and do dumb shit, and we support it. We give it to our kids. And then try to act like that's not what we're trying to do. Lying like normal. So this is what I'm saying. The longer we keep saying, oh, they doing this to us, you're going to always lose. Because it's not them that's doing it, it's you that's doing it. Without you, it don't happen. Right? Right?
Right. They have to ask for permission. And that is the rule of a lot of spiritual entities, vampires. They need informed consent. Like if they're at your door, they have to be allowed in your door. So when people sign these contracts, they're allowing that particular entity into their life.
Yeah, and it's definitely. I see what you mean because it's definitely a choice. So I would say I would agree. It's the people's fault because they just, especially nowadays when you got all the streaming devices, you don't even need to sign a deal. You know what I'm saying? So, but people just love that fame. It's like it goes back to what when Naomi was saying. I mean, it's just like the cheapest. It's just it go. It just it's so they just want them trinkets, you know, and it's shining, and that new house, and they see everybody with it. It's a trending thing. It's like that's what it is, more or less, a trending thing. Everybody on it, and the people that Kanye was referring to, they are the ones who are puppet masters behind it all. But like you said, it's still ultimate a choice at the end. You know what I'm saying? You could say no.
Especially since you got all the evidence you need.
Mhm.
I mean,
And
damn.
it's just hard. It's just
At
hard.
this point, like my thing is there's so many biopics of people signing contracts and it being broke and poor. So to me it's like it's very much predatory to, oh, we got this artist, we're gonna have Bobby Schmurder dance on fucking tables to for these record executives. He get locked up for 7 years, whatever. But it's like they find the talented dumb nigga, and they know, okay, this dumb nigga ain't gonna read this shit. He's not gonna get a lawyer to read this shit. He just trying to get some chains, some bitches, some lean, and he want to flex on people. So he gonna sign that contract. He gonna get this advance. But as soon as it clears all that money we pay for in advance, we're gonna charge him over the fucking head in interest. We're gonna charge him for recording, touring, merchandise, all that shit, and he has to pay it off. So instead of you being, Jaquan with $2 to his name, you're now J J Paul, whatever fucking name you want to call yourself, and you are 500 or $700,000 in debt with, you know, one of these companies. But you look nice, you got a chain, you got a new girlfriend that wants your money, but at what cost?
No, but let's talk about that. A lot of the jury that these rappers wear is fake or rented.
It's fake or rented, and a lot of these jewelers are scamming these rappers out of millions and charging them. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and get a Richard Millie. It's not even a real one. I'm gonna go ahead and get a Rolex, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get a bust down, and then put these diamonds on the shit. And then now the diamonds aren't even real; they're artificial ones. So now my value of that watch it has plummeted. So it's like it's a whole mechanism down to where they get their jewelry from, where they get their everything from. They don't. It's like a one stop shop of financially fucking over
They
these
call it,
stupid ass artists.
yep, they call it the 360 deal. It's a circle of hell. You,
Exactly.
you're not going straight nowhere. You turn the right your ass back around, come back around again.
And
That's
I'm pretty sure with Takeoff, his actual contract was up, which meant he could start making music without the Migos, without uh who are they with? P4F, I think. And of course, since his time was up, they hung out with Jay Prince and all them niggas, and who's an extortionist and whatever. And all of a sudden, the nigga that he went there trying to not do anything, and then he all of a sudden dies. But they have very unique death clauses in those contracts, and everybody who is a part of that contract, they get a cut of your death. So that's why you keep seeing people like Young Dolph die, and XX Tentacion die. But the weird thing about his death is that Drake talked about XX, the head and the chest, and that's how XX Tentacion died in fucking Florida. So it's like, come on, like it's it's a very much, a lot of things are staged, a lot of things are constructed, and they have an infrastructure of subjecting and using motherfucking niggas who don't know shit about anything to their advantage. But now we have TikTok, we have resources, we have artists and athletes bitching about it, and after a while you hear them all singing the same tune. Okay, if these people who have been in the industry in various amount of times are complaining at this rate in the same ways, okay, what's something isn't adding up, or wait, something is, because they're singing the same tune of how these labels work, but yet more people are getting fed into the machine.
Okay, well, let's check out this next video.
And I'm gonna try not to give out my identity. We were all there when all this happened. I just left from HPD. First of all, in order to be around Jazz Prince, you have to be searched. None of us had guns, but jazz people had guns. Okay, all of this was over a dice game. This shit started in Fifth Ward around 9:30, 10 last night. So this had nothing to do with no damn dice game, with no money situation or anything like that. And the only reason why I'm not going into great details because I live in Houston and the Prince family know me. But all of this shit that they're saying about, oh, well, this was a sacrifice. No, this was an argument between two camps. And it wasn't even between two camps because Takeoff and Quavo was basically trying to be the mediator between the people who were arguing.
Oh, shit.
And so everybody's saying, oh, well, this is Quavo fault. Quavo had nothing to do with the shit y'all talking about, bro. Y'all was not there when this happened. It had nothing to do with that. So all these 30-second videos that they're seeing, this and that, everybody's saying, well, he didn't act the way how he act whenever Takeoff got shot. Did they tell you he passed the fuck out? Did they tell you we had to help him to the fucking car? Did they tell you that? Like nobody is really talking about the real that's going on. But I'm gonna tell you this, and I'll leave it at that. The only people who had firearms that night was the camp who protect Jazz. That's all I'm gonna say. I just want to say something really quick, and I'm gonna try not to give out my identity.
Heavy shit. Yeah.
I mean, so what happened? The other than another young man being slaughtered by his own, it's like we're at a war with the world, and we're turning the guns on ourselves. I mean, what?
Nobody really knows what it was over for real. It's a lot of speculation over it, but we just know, like you said, there's a young man dead for no reason, and that's the fact, and that's sad. Rest in peace, bless his soul, love to his family. But yeah, it's senseless, and it's always happening. You know what I'm saying? Like the jeweler just got hit. Yeah, it's our own people. It'd be your own people in the hood. I pull a trigger anyway, but I don't know. It may possibly be the heads of these corporations that's involved too. That's highly possible. And they use they use our young ones, to do the dirt. Just like with just like that white fellow was just talking. They use us. They don't do it. They're not gonna do it. So yeah.
So I'm figuring the people who listen to this music are what, young kids, 12, 13?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. In just the past 50 years. So if I bought some shit like that home, my mother slapped the shit out of me. So hard that I wouldn't even listen to that crap no more. Nowadays, the parents love this shit. Show me, play me something that's cool. Play me something that's cool. You can like whatever you want to like, but play me something that's cool. Play me something that your grandmama get up and dance to. Do that. Play me something that your grandmama can get up and groove to with you. See, when you start saying that, niggas are, well, I don't, you, huh? Huh? I mean, the dumbest. I ain't heard nothing in the past 30 years. What? It's garbage. And we like to, you have these cats coming out. You hear from them for 10 minutes, and then you never hear from them again. But like you say, somebody got all a music, feeding families in Hungary somewhere. And we cool with it. We feed them. Because we the ones who buy that shit. Aren't we? See, we don't want to talk. No, we don't want to talk about it. This is what I'm saying. Got to stop blaming other people for what you do. This is us. Really? You are the inventor of instruments and don't even want to play them no more. Sister that plays the flute, you don't want to hear that. We don't hear this junk. So that's on us. So look, let's get to this next one. She's a cutie.
Whether it be your body image, what you need to change about yourself, how you need to sound, what you need to look like, how you need to dress, who you need to date, what you need to say. You grow into that. If you start early in any game without knowing who you are and being solid in some type of foundation, it's very dangerous for you as an individual. And you have to not be desperate. You have to be willing to say, I'm good, fuck you, and walk away, you know? But if contractually you have no options, that's a living hell, you know? I find it horrific to have to be buying to negative energies. It's unfair, whether you're a male or female. But I would definitely have to say, those in power, you know, that want to abuse it and get off on abusing it, definitely plot on their prey. You know, and you have to be willing to sacrifice anything that you think you might benefit from, a career, etc., and say no. Period. And learn how to do it yourself.
How did you stay so guarded within your career?
This is what I did. I said, no, I'm good. Thank you. No, thank you. Okay, so sometimes that doesn't translate as far as what you are allowed to have, what you have access to. You will be blackballed. You will be talked about. You will be shitted on. You will be rumored about. But you have to stand strong on what you don't care for. It's not that serious to me, you know, if I have to sell my soul. And people will still try to manipulate, you know, the perception of you regardless. But as long as you can go to bed at night and look in the mirror and be happy and say, thank God, you know, I've been kept. I'm still solid on who I am as a person. I understand that I might have sacrificed something in the physical world, but the spiritual world is not worth it. You're okay. You don't need to do anything. What you need to do is protect every part of your life, your spirit especially, because everything else is connected to that, you know? And I have people to take care of, so I don't have time to play games, time to be on drugs, time to be on alcohol, you know, trying to put a Band-Aid over stuff that I can't live with. So my best bet is to empower yourself, get educated, and try to make it happen. It may be a process, but no person deserves to have an ultimatum over them.
Yeah.
For fame or for glory, because it will be fed.
Wow, deep.
Who is she?
I'm not sure. I know teachers might know, but what she was saying was definitely real though. It was. I mean, I don't know who she is, but I'm guessing. I'm assuming that she's some type of artist that just turned the deal down because she's seen, you know, a lot of demonic stuff, and that's what Cheetah was trying to tap in about. It's a bigger. These people are not human. Um, these people that run these corporations are like into heavy demonic rituals. That they require you to take when you know you at a certain level of you know, financial status, you know, so to speak. So, you know, yeah, that's why it doesn't pay, man. You sell your soul, it doesn't pay. You know, they might have a lot of money. Some of them might have a lot of money, but they got to go through a lot of hell. Like she said, it's not worth the bad energy. You know, that's what she was saying. I don't know if you caught that. You know, it's just walk away. You know what I mean? You feel much. You can sleep much more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Enots 0407. Thanks. And thanks for everybody who's telling me her name is Maya from the 90s. I wasn't listening to music then, but thanks, because a lot of these cats I don't know. But even these cats from the 90s, they know this stuff has been going on, like we were talking about earlier. This stuff has been going on. Listen, what you think, seriously, think about it. What you think Michael Jackson had to go through to get what he got? What he did to himself to be a crossover artist.
Michael is a different situation though. I pity for Michael though a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you why. He was damaged as a child, so that was the parents' fault, and thus that's why the rest of his life was a shambles. You know, that's why he made the choices he made, and you know, I'm not agreeing with none of that definitely, but I'm just saying that's what led him to that. That it was the parents that, yeah, it's just a deep rabbit hole with that story.
All right, let's keep on. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to this one.
I think the opiate problem, the syrup problem, is the biggest problem that I've ever seen and I've ever faced, and been a part of. And I can't fuck with it. You know, the crack thing was devastating, but at least the rappers were bringing a spotlight to you becoming a fiend. Okay. And I thought that spotlight, head crack, helped, even though it was harsh and really really rough, particularly on women. But I think it helped change the course of the crack epidemic. I don't know what's this opioid thing, man.
Well, being a crackhead wasn't cool back then. Being a crackhead wasn't cool. Now it seems like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup, and
it's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
So why sign an artist that would promote
that? Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
Well, so that's hypocritical.
It's opportunistic. Yeah, I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dave Dash take this clip and call you a coach, won't you?
Who's Dave Dash? You brought him up. I don't even know him. I don't even know him. So you bring his name up. I don't even know him. So
y'all made a lot of money together. Made a lot of money. Come on, Leo. Don't do that to him.
I don't know him. I really don't. So, yeah, very, very sad. You know, I think the opiate prop.
Okay, so you're gonna have to explain these cats to me, because I don't know. I know, but I can tell from what the brothers were saying, he's been dogging out some folks. And then, like he say, he don't know who you talking about. See, that's where the Negro gets us from. When he plays dumb, when you ask him a question, I don't know. That's what the Negro does all the time. This cat said he feeding his family off of you, but you support him. And will get mad at brother or sister like me who say that the music he peddles is bullshit. You will get mad at me and go stuff his pockets. That's how the Negro works. Right?
Yeah, he is one of the record execs, I think, of Def Jam.
Def Jam, Death Row. Why is all your shit wrapped in death? We support that shit? Yeah.
Now, actually, the Def come from back in the days, 80s rap, when they made it was like a Def Jam, remember?
Yeah, but the death didn't mean death.
Right. Yeah, they
It,
probably
it was short. It was short for definitely. And being that it's hard to make a rhyme with the word definitely, plus the word you use that definitely is explaining, you just use deaf. You can make it rhyme with something. I'm talking about Death Row Records. Really?
right.
Really? Well, nothing life, all death, and we support it. Okay.
And even with that, he isn't the only person doing this. Like there was a very not very talented artist who I think he was a part of a group called Third Base. His name is MC Surge, and he signed Nas back in the day, and he had Nas's catalog or publishing for 27 years. He said that that catalog put his family through things, through good and bad times. They survived because of Nas's catalog. He put it public kids through college because of his Nas's catalog, and he got all the benefit and reward while Nas does not. And to me, it's like we have all these powerful voices getting objectified and used, and everybody who's benefiting from these voices is not even us. And that's the problem. And that's Dame Dash, the person that Leor Cohen said he don't know. But
I think you went out.
You muted.
I was saying that that's Dame Dash. That's the person that Leor Cohen said he doesn't know. But yeah, they it's very predatory. It's just they don't like to talk about the predatory stuff, but now everybody is.
Okay, so let's check out what this brother talking about.
A lot of people shit. And now he's doing it on YouTube. He's been making money off the dysfunction of our culture for years, and I don't like it. He's been fronting on my culture. See, I would watch what he would say to people, but he don't think I know. He's speaking that language. He's talking slave, I'm talking boss. I'm like, what yo? How you want to try to, like, you not even going to tell these people how to prepare? You know, all you want to do is exploit them? You want to try to make us fight each other and make, you don't squash beefs, you fucking take sides? No.
What does he say?
I'm going to say shit.
I'm talking about when you say, what do you mean by he takes sides? Whose side does he take?
Whoever's selling the most records.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's what they do. They see, you don't see no rock and roll stars fighting, man. They'll sit them down and be like, look, bro, if y'all gonna keep fighting, we ain't getting money. But with us, YouTube, they'll say, y'all fighting, I'll give you this much money to say some fucked up shit about them. And you know what I mean? Like, it's foul.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. They distract us by making us fight each other and making us worry about the wrong shit. Words, not actions.
What do you think we should do?
You gotta wake up. It's a choice.
How do we wake up?
How we doing it? Now you remember, everybody wants to be independent. You know, when I got on the Breakfast Club and said that shit 6 years ago, first everybody was mad at me. Now everybody's independent. You know, so that's what I do. When I get a platform, I teach what I learn. Period. That's all we can do, bro. And not only mine, a lot of people shit. And now he's doing it on YouTube. He's been making money off the dysfunction of our culture for years, and I don't like it. He's been fronting on my culture. See, I would watch what he would say to people, but he don't think I know. He's speaking in that language.
Yes. I salute that man. Dame Dash. He's the only one that's speaking like that. He's the only one that always been speaking like that. Yeah, he's the only one. He's the only one. He's been talking, he's been trying to wake people up from day one. Independent. Even when he had his label, he was setting everybody up to be the independent. Everybody on his label, he was setting them to be bosses, you know. So, yeah, I salute him. He's the only one ever to have known to do it. And that's why they shunned him out. That's why Cohen is they dissing him. Because, yeah, he exploited him. You see, he was just talking about him. He just used people. They paid people to start rap beef. I heard about that shit too. Yeah, they started a lot of rap beef. A lot of this rap beef was started by these corporate, moguls. You know what I mean? But yeah, I salute. I salute him.
Okay, so let's go see what this brother's talking about.
Are making money off of you. Do you think that those white men who are in all your favorite rappers' pockets, who say they got their own label, but they don't have their own label, they're signing contracts with white men, do you think that they would want these rappers to make songs about not buying certain products or not buying certain cars or helping your community out? No, because then trap music wouldn't be the best thing, and they wouldn't be able to find stupid Negroes to sign a 360 deal and sign away their life to the devil. I'm finna get on the tangent. Go vote. Get registered to vote.
And voting do matter. And you said this other day.
And not even for the president. Vote for your mayor and the criminal court judge.
The local votes matter the most. That's facts. Get out there. Go vote.
Stop signing up for games online.
Stop wearing the Pooh Shiesty mask.
How are you a crip in Cordova? Answer me that. Y'all need to understand that these.
Okay, so who are they?
That's a podcast of a guy really vested in people not being fucking stupid. Honestly. I literally found that clip when I was on TikTok, and he was just like, "Hey, stop doing this shit," you know? And it gets straight to the point. There's another one of him talking about, you know, how rappers, if they were to say, "Hey, don't buy this shit. Hey, don't do that. Hey, vote for this one." So there's a lot of different clips of him talking like that and speaking power to certain things.
Yeah, so basically he was just basically saying, whatever we were just basically going over, you know what I mean? What what I was saying I salute Dame for. Dame was spitting this for ever since he started Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? He made Jay-Z name as a brand. He made Rockefeller as a brand. The Rockefeller got so big that Jay-Z incorporated that name to his new label, Rock Nation. So that man is a genius. Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? But Leo Cohen is trying to play him, and it goes back to this video. Independent. Y'all all, nobody's independent. Go get your own money. And like I said, it makes it, you had to kind of, these cats kind of had like an excuse back in the days before the streaming, before YouTube, before IG, before all this stuff popped. Now you don't have an excuse. Don't just say no to the deal. And that's what they got to do. Stop saying yes to the deal. Just do your own thing. Make your own. You got your own ways to do it. You know what I'm saying? You got your own platforms now. So that's what they got to do. Like you said, it's a choice. They got to just like Maya was saying. You got to have that gut to be like, nah, man, swallow it and just walk away.
Okay, but check this out. So what you said, but doesn't that go across the board? Isn't that all of us? Wouldn't that work if all of us were independent?
Beautifully.
Because let's be honest, it's sisters that are independent. Sisters are doing catering, trying to get their restaurant off the ground. Brothers that's doing their own independent thing, trying to get their stuff off the ground. People don't want to fuck with them. People want somebody who got they throw down's boss throat. That's what the Negro wants. How is that going to work? Since most people don't want the independent thing. See, they keep saying independent. I mean, what's independent? Do Negroes have an independent contract to go in there and change the pipes in Jackson, Mississippi so those brothers can have fresh water? No. Are they thinking about it? No. Do they care? No. So,
that's all fact.
Huh?
Fact. That you spitting facts. That's fire. You're right. You're so right.
I mean, so that's what I'm saying. These cats are only doing, they just trying to get a job. Because we gonna hire some other people. We don't hire each other. We go out and contract other people. Right? So do we just put it on these brothers because they only know what they've been taught. And what all I hear these cats talking, all of them, basic second grade stuff. They talk on the level of a second grader. This is the ones who everybody think is off the hook. They're dumb. But we support that. We listen to that every morning we go to work. We support all this dumb shit that comes out. Who's the first one to stand in line to get it? See, we don't want to talk about that. So that's what I'm saying. You're going to keep putting it off on other people. In 30 years, your kid's going to be trying to solve the same problems because you ain't handling it now. So let's check out this sister right here.
That Norman Lear, this Jewish guy from New Haven, Connecticut, could single-handedly create every single groundbreaking television show featuring working-class black families in the 70s. But when I first heard that there was a black man who was accusing Norman Lear of poaching his ideas and not giving him the proper credit, I have to admit, I was a little skeptical.
I had to fight and argue with Norman Lear for 3 years to show a complete black family on television.
Eric Monte, who suffered with drug addiction, homelessness, and eventually lost everything he had, says Norman Lear stole his ideas for shows like Good Times, The Jeffersons, Sanford and Son, and claimed them as his own, cheating Monte out of creator credits and millions of dollars.
A husband on the show. They wanted to do it without a husband. And she said, no, I want a husband on the show because I was raised with a father and a mother, and I wanted America to see that black men stay with their families and raise their children.
He came to me and he offered me $1 million for a sub. And I said, for all those shows, no way. So the lawyers came to me and they said, look, take that money because you still have your suit against the networks and the others. But at least we'll get paid. So when the papers came down, all the defendants were listed. So I said, I didn't agree to this. They said, either you take this or we're walking off the cake. I went all over Los Angeles looking for lawyers to represent me. I had the evidence and everything, okay? No lawyer in that town would take that
My question is the indelible legacy that Eric Monte has left on the culture with the characters and stories that he brought us, regardless of whether he will ever receive his proper recognition or not.
Creator! Yeah. Creator of Good Times!
I always thought it was a little odd that Norman Lear, this Jewish guy from New Haven, Connecticut,
Oh, they go them guys that Kanye was referring to. Yeah. Like Peter said, it's been going on time since since they started it.
Well, so you see they get creative control of your work. And so all those shows, most of them were jigaboo shit. And it was to make you look dumb so the whole world could laugh at you. Here's an example, and we never get it. So a lot of people, we just don't get it. At the time Good Times was out, they had a show on called Happy Days. Totally, I mean, these people live white picket fence, blah, 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 had boarders living with them, they were all American family, blah, blah, blah. Good Times, they living in a beer can. It's just total broke poor, nothing ever go right, always tripping on the shoestring. And somehow they convinced us that show was great. The song, when these TV shows come on, they have a song to bring them in. Sing the song Good Times to yourself one day. You're going to be embarrassed.
Well, I done did it. I think we all done did it a few times.
Yeah. I mean, damn. Put it in your face. Not only in your face, the rest of the world. Have you acting like a damn fool. You think Jeffersons, you think a maid, you think a brother would take what Florence was saying and she still be his maid? Are you crazy? We love that type stuff. People out there hate me now for saying this, and I'm just telling the truth. And that's what I'm saying. It's us. Well, it's y'all, because it ain't what? This is the kind of stuff they give you, and we lap it up. All the media back in the 70s, the movies and TV was garbage. That black exploitation, bullshit. And we love it.
I would say one show only that had a good projection of a African American family, right, so to speak. That was the Cosby Show. Other than that, right? So I agree. Other than that, everything else is like,
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, they had a couple. It was a couple of movies out in the black exploitation, yeah. But I'm talking about the majority, the ones that made all the money, were dumb. I mean, and sometimes you have brothers, that's 60, 70 years old. They think they want a remake of them. What good does a remake of Superfly do? This is how you're mocked. This is how you're made an ass out of.
They definitely did a remake of Superfly. They sure did.
And Superfly was the dumbest ass movie ever. But they
hold on, man. That was one of my favorite movies.
Right. Yeah. I was a lot of Negroes saying, huh? And in this one song they play, and this ties into these brothers killing themselves. They had a song come out a long time ago called Freddie's Dead. They play that song now more than anything. Freddie's dead. All this telling yourself is to kill yourself. Guess what you do? Okay, boss. Dead. Everything is rapping death. You not moving. And that's what you support. And then try to say, well, other people doing that. No, you do it. And Katie, and that's what I mean, karma. That's why karma follows you. They get you to do it. It keeps their hands clean. You do the dirty work for them, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. So that's how they win, man. It's on us. Until we stop this dumb shit, really, because it's embarrassing. You gotta be embarrassed. You gotta be embarrassed when your kids go up to you and be like, what's this dumb shit? You gotta be embarrassed. Easy credit. Stretching and surviving. Good times. Easy credit ripoff. How the fuck is that good times?
Right, you ain't lying. Good times, but they ain't really had no good times. You ain't lying.
No, they never had. James could never get a job.
JJ got shot. Somebody got pushed down an elevator shaft. Penny getting beat the fuck up. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, pimps in the house and shit.
Oh, yeah, huh? And somehow, I don't know how, because that shit was dumb beat then. My mama used to, whatever red light needed to be ran, she was gonna watch some Good Time. That was the coolest shit ever. All that stuff because they started when they started killing out. Remember, they started killing out the culture after those bands of the 80s. Remember, they used to have brothers in the band, 8, 9. They all played instruments, horns, had it. I mean, the music was tough because their fathers and uncles were in those Duke Ellington bands, those Count Basie bands, and these that were cats that were excellent on the instruments, and they just passed that on to the kids. You could play music in school. They took rid of all that shit out so you can be what you are today. And I know you're gonna try weird. Nah, it's just garbage. And until we see it for what it is, we just gonna keep passing that on down to the kids, and it's getting worse and worse. Anybody that's 50, they'll tell you this shit is garbage, and it can't be. I don't even think it's being sold. I mean, because it does nothing. It does nothing for you. Music can inspire people to do great. What is the music today inspiring these cats to do? When you ask the question, you never get an answer.
No, tell you the truth. I mean, what they do, I'm not gonna say it's all junk. What they do is they put the junk mix in it. So they put all the rap, or most rap is It's good stuff in it, but then it's bad stuff. Then some rappers rap mostly, so it varies. It varies from rapper to rapper as well. But you're right. Most of the content is leading to our destruction. Honestly, basically.
So I'll say it is simple, and because like I say, we try to take up for it, and the shit you can't take up for it. So okay, so all the music that's played for the mainstream today, would you consciously give your kid the remote control to that shit?
Now, keep it 100. No, I won't. But do I listen to it? Yeah. So yeah.
Would you give your mother the remote control to that shit?
No.
That's what I'm saying, dude. The people that's the closest to you, if they not feeling good, how you gonna feel good? Because music's supposed to make you feel good. Get a little honey, go to the park, take some juiced melons, honeydew melons, some vodka, go under a tree somewhere, take a book, bring your boom box, play some cool tunes. What? They don't do that no more. The music don't put you in that vibe, So, I mean, I mean, the music's been garbage for a long time to me. I know people like it. I have children that like it. And I'm okay, explain to me, and that's the cool thing about life. You don't have to listen to it. I don't have to listen to it. So let's get into this next piece.
The things that go on. You think, oh, just like little small orgies or something like that. You walk in the room and see somebody doing something. No, you cannot imagine what these rich, successful people are into. I have a friend there in LA that had took me to a couple of parties, and I'm telling you, it'll just blow your mind. So, to all the comments saying how they want to be a part of that, they want to go to the clubs. No, you don't. I promise you, you don't. It's a reason you have to sign an NDA. The bad part about this is that partying in LA, when you have to sign an NDA, it's because you cannot imagine the things that go on. You think, oh, just like little small orgies or something like that. You walk in the room and see somebody doing something. No, you cannot imagine what these rich, successful people are into. I have a friend there in LA.
So what they be doing?
Well, I got a story. I got a story that somebody told me about years back. And before he was about to get signed, and he was hanging around some dudes, and they invited him to one of them parties. And he was telling me one day, this is like about 25 years ago, 20 something years ago. But yeah, and it was something similar. He was saying that, I mean, it wasn't so graphic, but it was just certain things like in these Hollywood parties, it's always parties that Hollywood throw, right? And they throw them and it's private with private security. It's not police, but it's private armed security. So they look like some MIB type shit. So and you go in the party, they got all the top quality drugs for you in the bowl or a plate or something, right? And it's sitting on the table. So you got the top. And they said they had X, uh, cocaine, weed, but all top notch. Whatever it was everything was top notch, right? And it was just a few rooms back there, and basically it was just a bunch. It sounded like a bisexual orgy party. Basically, it's a place where they try to turn niggas out. Try to turn the straight niggas that's straight and try to turn you out by putting these females. Because he went in the room. He said he was all high. He was fucked up. He just scroll back and go through the room, and he was like, "Yo, he just acting like he's acting like he extra fucked up, but he's not really. You know what I mean? You know, just in case he get caught snooping around. And as he's snooping around, he seen one person. He went in one room and seen that it was a woman in the position where the man was supposed to be with the man. So basically, it was opposite positions. So it was some weird shit going on. They basically were trying to turn the men out. So they had these females, basically just playing. I guess I don't know. I'm gonna get too too explicit, but basically play with their butt, so to speak, the man's butt, if they wanted to have sex with the woman. And that's the way. And some give into that. But my boy said that sobered him up fast because he had went in one room and the woman told him if she wanted to blaze him, she had to let him put her finger in his booty. And he said he sobered up right away. He was gone. He had to turn it down. He said she was bad to him, but he said he couldn't do it. He said that's not now he had to go out, and he never went back to none of the parties again. So he said now I know what that means with them Hollywood parties. It's basically, but I mean, it could be more going on as well. But from that, in that story, that's what I got out of it. You know what I mean? It's just bisexual orgy stuff. They try to, demoralize the man and emasculate the man. You know what I'm saying?
See that's what I'm getting. See, just hear me out, brother. This is I don't like talking shit that somebody said or what I believe or all that demonic shit them shines do. Let them. That's why I don't really mess with these shines. But check this out, man. They got this dude in jail in Russia that plays basketball called Brittany Griner. They got everybody saying this is a woman. This is how bad it is. And if you listen to the dude, it's a dude. All you do is listen. People will shut down their hearing to believe it's what somebody else say. First of all, you can look at it and tell women aren't built like that. But whatever they tell you, you know what the Negro does? Yes, boss. It's a dude. How don't you see that? Because somebody else told you what to see. See, that's how the Negro get down. So all these parties, all this crap, really? Really? You're into eating feces now? That's what and it's cool. It's so what? I can do whatever. Really? So that's when your soul, that part of you, that's really you, because the exterior part's not really you. The exterior part is just the meat suit that you wear. You'll give up all that spiritual power you have just to drive a car that has two auras on it. For real, cuz? This is where we at. So what I'm saying, man, I mean, we really got to stop blaming what other people do because it's us. The people who want what other people have to give them. I mean, that's simple. We don't invent anymore. We don't come up with new foods no more. Whatever somebody got to sell, long as we can smack somebody over the head and take it and go get what somebody's selling, that's what the Negro does every moment of the day. You have all this land here and you ain't doing nothing with it. People from Nepal can come over and get the land your grandmama was on, and you have nothing to say. See, that's the Negro. These demons that we talking about, I can really give a shit about them. They can give a shit about themselves. What can I do? Huh? This where we at? So those people are not lasting, but they don't care about life. If I came to put a plastic bag over your head, you would do everything in your power so I wouldn't get it over your head. We'll take another life, so just so we can get a pair of jeans. But blame other people for what they doing to us. We look like damn fools. So check out this brother right here. Chief has just shared this brother with me. So I've been sharing this with a couple of people, and everybody say they don't like this brother. I like him. I think he's funny. I don't care how he talks. He's telling you what's up. He's telling you the truth. Maybe he wasn't valedictorian in school. Who cares? Check this cat out.
What you wrote? The white man is for sure. You wrote them before you got here. And you just gave $1 million for it. But you wrote it. But listen, listen, brother. I'm a businessman. Right. I ain't got nothing to do with what you wrote. You wrote the lyrics talking about killing your neighbor.
But you didn't tell me, no, this isn't what you're supposed to be writing. You said, I'm going to give you $1 million.
Brother,
so you encouraged it.
No, I didn't.
With the utmost dollar amount.
No, I didn't. I'm a businessman, and I'm about business. Because when you stop rapping this, and I get a Nas X, and he can rap gay, I'm going to sign him too. And you showed up with these gay killer lyrics, brother. I ain't got nothing to do with what's in your mind and what you want to project. I just know your destruction makes money. You came to provide y'all destruction, and it's gonna benefit me and my family. Why would I turn you down? Do you turn down the pregnant drug addict who's trying to buy crack from you, brother? What about the girl who may look underage and selling? Do you turn her down? What about your homeboy's woman who's in a compromised state and you can when she comes to you? Do you turn her down?
We obviously blame the rapper, but we ignore.
Yeah, that cat, the cat in the yellow sweatsuit he's cool. I like him.
I defer, but yeah, I mean that video, he made sense with that video, yeah.
So he's not what he say, because Hawkeye say he's just playing a role.
Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like him because to me, it's like a coon. He's a coon because he's doing things for right. He seems acting like he's doing things for the right reasons, but it's like he's underlying. It's like he had an underlying cause just to be a coon. But I can't say that. Like I said, I'm not gonna take that part away. That video clip you just showed was valid, so I give him points on that video. Yeah.
Okay, because everybody in the chat saying he'll shine, So
right.
See all these new cats. I don't know them like that, But what he's saying is, and that's what I was saying. These cats trying to make money off you. That's what everybody's over here doing, trying to make money off of you. That's why you are kept stupid. Period. Your job is to make it possible where other people can build their empires over your mother's and father's grave. Right, Negro? That's what you do. Right? See, now we all, well, I'm not for real. That's what you do. But we try to blame that on other people. And what he was saying to me was, that's what we do. That's what the Negro does. Charlene says it's all about that bag, homie. That's what I'm saying. All you want is money so you can buy somebody else's stuff. That's all the Negro does. Get fiat currency so he can buy somebody else's product. Right or wrong. When you tell yourself the truth, you will see it. Because we in here playing. They showing you what to do. They pimping you. It don't matter where you at. You let foreigners come over here and pimp you. And you're pissed off if somebody's not getting pimped like you. Right? Right. So you keep passing up two more generations at the longest. These people telling you, everybody that you done seen tonight telling you, they're here to pimp you. Period. Now, I know most of y'all don't care. They can pimp I just don't pimp me on Tuesdays. I'll be all right. That's what 99, 98% of Negroes do.
Hey, as long as it ain't over 40 hours.
As long as it ain't what?
It ain't over 40 hours a week.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna check out this last this last piece. And this is a cool one too. I kind of like this one. I've seen this one before. But this cat, he lays it down. He lays it down. Check this out.
The artists, because that's what they call us in our contracts. Oh, these contracts are crazy. You should hear the terminology they say in these contracts. To use your name and likeness in perpetuity throughout the universe. Who the could possibly know what that means? Nobody does. It's so complicated, in fact, that when you're a kid like me, you have to hire somebody to tell you what that means. And you sit down at a table and you do the contract game. And that's how I got with Comedy Central. The way the 28-year-old expectant father that was broke signs a contract. I was desperate. I needed a way out, and it wasn't good money, and it wasn't good circumstances, but what else am I gonna do, I said. And all these white people sitting at that table told me, trust us, Dave, it's a good contract. And I looked around the table, and they all seemed to agree it was a good contract. But what if it was like that game of three-card Monte? What if they were all friends and I didn't know it? This fucking industry is a monster. It's the same monster that these Me Too bitches was trying to tell you about. But they hate the monster for how it fucks. And I hate that monster for how it eats. But my God, man, it's the same monster. I'm telling you something that you need to know. I'm trying to explain to you what you're seeing. You don't understand what you're seeing. I am publicly flogging a network. And I know that this network, they watching me and they saying, why are you doing this so publicly? Doesn't feel good to be flogged publicly. Oh, believe me, I know. I know exactly how that feels. When I quit my show, they said I was crazy. What was crazy about it? I just didn't want to do it anymore. They said I smoked crack. That's impossible. I was a devout Muslim. I didn't smoke or drink. But I do now, because you ruined my life. Now it's their turn. This is their first ticker lesson. And I'm honored to give it to them.
Fire, fire, fire.
So this has been going on for a while, huh?
I would call him a primary source.
Yeah. And so this is what I'm saying. These cats keep wanting to do that. Brother, we can't be blaming nobody else. I mean, we should know this. I mean, I know plenty of people. This is what you want to do. Start interviewing some of these sisters that's been to Hollywood, that tried to get into the movies or tried to direct or tried to do video shoots and dance and stuff. Talk to them. The stories you're hearing now is nothing. We were talking about the blaxploitation industry earlier. What happened to all them sisters that played in those blaxploitation movies? I'm talking about beautiful from all over the country. Some of the most beautiful women you've ever seen. Went to Hollywood. Had talent. Bad. But one thing about sisters that I highly respect, this is most sisters, by the way. This is not all of them, but this is most. Most of them aren't going for that party shit because they had somebody in their corner that put them up on game a long time ago. Grandmama, mama, aunt, whoever, brother, whoever. You'd rather be a waitress somewhere than to work in that industry. I'm going to give you an example and y'all check this sister out. In the black exploitation era, like I said, they had a couple of cool movies. One of the movies they had was a movie Claudine. Cool movie. If you ever get a chance to see it, check it out. It's real cool. The sister that played the oldest daughter in that movie, if you ever seen her act, check out the movie first. Her name is Tamu. Sister was bad. Bad. Beautiful and could act. Probably one of the best actresses I ever seen in my life. After that Claudine, you didn't see her in nothing else. And that's what happens to a lot of sisters when they go into this acting stuff. The young lady told us earlier on one of the videos we was checking out. They want you to do all that crazy shit. Some sisters get into it. Most of them don't. Because these are things that and they don't want to do it because something is telling them, nah, you don't want to do that shit. Those of us who get into it and those of us who follow and jump up and down at their every command, that's on your ass. Don't blame nobody doing nothing to you because you've had all the evidence in the world tonight. This sister made a cold presentation of all this shit that's going around. So if we put the hook in our mouth, that's on us. Tobin said, yeah. Tamu was also on what's happening. She was gorgeous. Looked her up. She disappeared. Literally left Hollywood. See? See? You see, you got sisters out there that say, fuck that. I'll work a jackhammer before I do that shit. That's what all these movies do. Make an ass of the Negro. Damn near all of them. So, a lot of this stuff, I haven't watched it. Sister asked me to go to the movies. I'm like, man, I haven't been to the movies in a long time. She said, what's the last movie you saw? This is how long I've been to the movies. She said, what's the last movie you went to? You went to go see? Malcolm X. And the reason I went to go see Malcolm X because this lady took me that I really wanted to go see it with because I was trying to get with her. But it's garbage. We keep feeding our mind that. We're going to keep thinking those thoughts that they put in those movies that we don't know about, that they subliminally put in our minds that we never know nothing. That's what these movies and that's what this music is about. I think somebody said it earlier. It's to destroy you, period. So as long as we keep blaming others for what we do, it ain't going to never change. So, you guys want to close it out with your last words?
I'll say this. Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
One more time.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Do not own TV and no movies in 20 years. That's what I always said. They had a cat back in the 40s named Oscar Michaud. He was making movies back in the 40s. It wasn't, we was trying to get into Hollywood then, and the stepping fat shit they did back then. But this brother was making, and this is just one, industry. I'm talking entertainment. We can go to food production, land, the whole gamut. We've let other people come in and take those industries from us and we look dumb. So like Chief just said, if we don't know, that's on us. And all we know is what they put in our face, that's on us. We don't think about or try to be nothing else and look the other way. We don't do that. No. So like I say, all of this stuff, these cats they put in front of us, they're not there for you. They're not there for the edification of your children. They there to get paid, because that's all the Negro knows how to do, is get paid. And he normally whore themselves out to do it. That's how you get paid the most. So that's it for me. You guys got any last words? You can go ahead and close it out.
I think I'm good. I said what I said.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like I said, yeah, it's right. It's true. Everything is, it's a choice. Ultimately, everything. But I still say, I still blame a lot. It's still a lot of blame on the people that do run these corporations, even though they're not the full blame, but they're the ones that setting the trap. They're just evil. I just want to say, because our people are not. People are vulnerable. People just want to. It doesn't make you, because it doesn't just stop at the music. We got to remember. I know we concentrate on the music, but it goes for also as the NBA and the NFL. So everybody is just, sometimes people just actually just innocently just trying to make it. You know what I mean? Especially when you get into the sports level, people just want to go to high school. They go, it's like, yeah, but it's the parents, the ones, I think it's the parents that really supposed to be like, and guide them and have the knowledge. But ultimately, yeah, you just got to have, it's a big problem. It can't easily be fixed, honestly. But, that's ultimately the end, where you got to basically step up and just say, we don't need you, and just go support each other.
Definitely read the motherfucking room. Like, we got people dropping like there's no tomorrow, all day, all week. Young Dolph, Takeoff, Aaron Carter. We got Chester from Lincoln Park. He recently, this was like I think last year, he recently had a fourth child born and then he killed himself. You got Kurt Cobain. They say he killed himself. You can go and find this really trash documentary about Kurt Cobain, and you can tell how fucking thirsty Courtney is. All right, all these artists, all these people, they got chewed up, spit out. You got to read the room. You got to want to control and have autonomy over your art. You got copyright, you got trademark, you got all these things to literally not deal with these demonic corporations, these predatory these predatory contracts and the like. So read the room, wise up. TikTok is available, the internet's available. You don't have to lose an encyclopedia no more. So it's up to you to be educated on what you're pursuing, and always seek autonomy over your work, your art, your voice, your fucking publishing. Because just look up how many rappers do not have their publishing, do not have their masters, and you'll see just how bad it is. So read the room. Don't be ignorant. Give a fuck about and think about MC Surge eating off of Nas's whole entire voice and albums for 27 years. Think about that. Give a fuck about your stuff.
And with that, we're going to say see you next time. Peace out, y'all. Have a good evening.